Here we are. Here we are. All right, so here we are. We're at Chicago Culinary Kitchen in Palatine. I'm struggling with my device. You know, it's not NBC. It's a podcast. Here, I'm James. There's Greg. He's the owner of Chicago Culinary Kitchen in Palatine. It's kind of shady there. There it is. And in the back seat, Destroya Montoya right behind me, Smashley Pumpkins from the Chicago Outfit Roller Derby team. And as we're sitting here at Chicago Culinary Kitchen, we're having food brought to the car. Show us what, Greg, you have to explain what's walking in here.
We're bringing a dry-aged, this is about 38 days, 40-day dry-aged, which we do in-house. This is a 40-ounce tomahawk, certified Angus beef. This is a tomahawk.
I can't even, we'll see this. This is gigantic. This is like a Flintstone steak.
Oh, yeah.
So are we passing that in? What are we doing with this?
I'm going to get each one and pass them back.
Sweet. Wait. There's more than one.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's one for everybody. How can you have only one?
What kind of monsters do you think we are? What? Holy... This is the steak that was just brought into my car.
Oh, my goodness.
Dry-aged. It comes with a...
I'll throw you my platter.
Yeah. Here. We pass this back to Smashley Pumpkins and Destroya Montoya. This is happening right now in Palatine.
This is ginormous.
That's what she said.
This is the biggest piece of meat I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever. Sorry, guys.
This is going to be so easy to eat in my car, too.
Right.
The steak literally just knocked down the camera.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yep. I want curbside steak service every day now.
We could, hey, that would be a thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Seriously. Greg, this is... Oh, and it's just dripping with goodness.
It is. It's so juicy.
Wait, now we don't have silverware, do we?
No, you're not. Silverware's, we're not going to eat.
So you just eat it like a Flintstone. I think I had nightmares about eating food like this on camera, and now it's... Oh. Greg. Oh,
that's really good.
Amazing.
All right, ladies of the Chicago Outfit, you're digging this?
It's awesome.
I have gum in my mouth. Hang on, Greg.
Look how juicy it is.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. I saw someone in the restaurant eating one. I mean, these are cooked like to a perfect medium rare. Do you even ask people how they want their steak cooked?
No. It comes medium rare.
Actually, all should.
There's one place in Texas we went to. If you ask your steak to be cooked any other way, they charge you $5 more.
Greg, I don't know. I'm doing this on camera. Here we go. Yabba dabba dude.
Right?
I don't know where to start. It's so big.
The sweetness of this steak. Oh my God, the flavor is so profound.
It is perfect.
It's that aged, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, explain aging for people. We all hear about dry aging and aging steak. Explain how that process works and why.
There's two different types of aging. So there's wet age and there's dry age. So the dry age is, I feel the dry age is much better than wet aging. So the dry age basically we'll take a subprimal. In this case, it's a long bone export. So there's 7 of these on the rack, and it's one giant. It looks like a roast, right? And we take that whole thing, we put into a specially, it's basically a refrigerator, but it's set. We have our temperature set to a certain degree. There's also extra fans in there, and then we have salt blocks as well. So what's that going to do is it's going to dry that meat out just on the outside, and then everything is going to start to get condensed on the inside then. And as that is starting to get condensed, it's going to get softer and softer on the inside and actually be more tender as well. Literally, after about 40 days, you could just take your finger and poke it through the entire steak.
Wow.
And here's the thing. I joked about the size of this. I'm pretty convinced I'm going to finish this. Like, I'm not going to be a baby about this. I'm going to man up. I'm going to finish this. I should mention I'm getting grief about the orientation of the video right now. I always fuck that up, and I'm sorry. Hope you're enjoying the steak.
Look at the size of this baby.
So good.
This is... So I've seen the salt flakes. This is parsley on top. What else we have going on here?
So how many of these do you go through a weekend?
It depends. We've just started this program, so we go through about 10 depends. But we also have a T-bone and a porterhouse that's the same. The porterhouse is also coming in 40 ounces. That's a big boy, just like this is as well. So we just started this program a few weeks ago, but people are starting to come in all the time for these right now, just because.
I saw 2 of them being eaten while I was in there, in the brief amount of time I was in there.
The key behind this is we're trying to take the pomp and circumstance out of going to have a good steak somewhere. So just because you want to go have a delicious steak, like literally you would have to go put a suit, put a tie on, put a skirt and heels on. You know, not me personally, but...
Although I bet you look great. You've got the
yeah,
legs.
sometimes I do a dress, you know. I wonder if I could come in and do the roller derby with like a wig on.
Yeah, you could.
You could.
Right?
There's a men's roller derby league too, so.
Yeah, but I would like to be kind of like a cross-dresser one, though. I just come
Keep
in.
it right in.
Right? If my name could be like Danny, I don't know. I'll think of that. Anyway, but we try to take the pomp and circumstance out of getting a delicious steak, where you don't.
There's no pomp going on right now.
Right, you don't have to dress up.
A lot of
Here it is.
circumstance.
You want to wear heels. I mean, excuse me. You want to wear flip flops and come in shorts. You're ready to roll. So it's never a problem with that.
Oh my God! It's got a nice blast of salt, and this meat couldn't be more tender and sweet.
The salt is one of the key parts. This is this is a flake salt we use on here. It's a finishing salt, and it makes a really delicious top on it.
Oh my God! So, do you even like do sides for something like this? Who has room for a side?
We used to. We would do a potato with it or something. But now we kind of made it like a regular steakhouse where if there is something, it's a la carte.
Right.
So this way you could lower the price on that because we had this at $100. And it is well worth, I mean, you go to any steak place.
Yeah.
You would definitely pay $100 for this steak.
Agreed.
For sure.
Without problem.
Can I ask what you charge?
I think this is $69 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So worth it.
We're all gonna hug Greg when we leave the car, right? We're
You're
all.
my new best friend.
Yeah. So you could take 20, if you have some stuck in your tooth, you could take it out and save it for later. Like, here's 50 cents.
How many ounces?
I've
are
just
these
been
usually?
just been told my pretty face can't be seen. There we go.
These are 40 ounces, right?
These are 40 ounces.
Oh.
These are all hand cut here, too. So we cut them all.
So I'm already preparing my story for when I get home. Why are you going right to bed? Well, I'm just a little tired. I don't want to explain that I had a 40-ounce steak at
Right?
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
You have the meat sweats.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to eat for like 2 days now.
Yeah, I will be making dinner.
Right? You could feed a lot of people with this bad boy.
I won't be making it today.
I'm struggling.
Yes.
I'm struggling with
We have,
disorientation today.
40 ounces of meat sitting in our stomach.
This is going to piss everyone off watching.
But we just saw Tyler put one down with these big boys.
I tell Ted, rotate the device. You can't turn your phone while it... I'm sorry, Facebook Live. I'm sorry. There we go. All right. So let's talk about some of the other stuff. This is going to drive me to drink. Let's talk about some of the other stuff on your menu.
We have a ton of beer here, so you can.
Yeah, you've got like 1 million beers.
So we have about over 130 craft beers. When we talk about beer, we should probably get my wife in here to talk about beer. Christina's going for her Cicerone, which is basically the... it is just like a sommelier, but for beer instead. And there's not many females, of course, that have a Cicerone.
Well, and when Smashley and Destroya walked in, she said, "What kind of beer do you like?" And she basically like curated their beer choices. And what was the result? Do you like what you got?
Love it.
Yeah, we both
It's a
got
pomegranate cider.
She made a good call.
Yes, very,
very
good.
good.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Very
god!
good.
All right. So besides the beer
Shift maker.
and the El Jefe, what I see bread pudding on the menu. I
Yep.
see 18-hour pit beans, which sounds very exciting to me.
Well, lastly about the beers, that we don't have really any... So if you're coming here to look for Coors Light or a Miller product or even Pepsi product or Coke, we don't have any of that here.
So you do craft soda?
Yeah, we do all craft soda. That's all we do.
I love it.
Same with the beer. If it's small town, if it's a big name, we won't carry it at all. What else is on the menu? Our menu stays the same. It really comprises of just 12 different items. That's it. Brisket, pastrami, pulled pork, spare ribs, back alley. The back alley is really good too. So we take the same rib and we put this hot honey on it, and then we put a dukkha on top of that.
You put what?
A dukkha. And dukkha is basically like a Middle Eastern type of nut mixture. It's got pistachios, some seeds, fennel, pumpkin seeds.
Would you call them Smashley pumpkin seeds?
Yeah, you could. That's a good one. So we have that. Then we have our effing mac and cheese because it has Flaming Hot Cheetos crushed on top of it. We have our pit beans, escuetes, which is our Mexican street corn, but in a cup.
So that's with like the tortilla cheese and all that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you like cheese on
escuetes
the
is off of the cob, and elotes is on the cob. We got to get lessons for that. Then we have our pig candy, which is basically just bacon that is smoked with brown sugar and a little bit of cayenne on it, and some natural sugar as well. And then we have our 32-ounce McClure's Bloody Mary.
32 ounces.
Yeah, it's giant. It comes
a
with
couple of those in here.
I
yeah,
know.
2 syringes of one's akavit and one is vodka.
Akavit is Swedish liqueur.
It is a Danish liqueur,
Danish.
and it's more like a Danish vodka than it is a liqueur. It's got like a flavor of the real one should have a flavor of like caraway seeds, and that's why we use it because the caraway would work really well with the tomato base.
I think the first time I ever said skull after doing a shot was after drinking Akavit.
Yeah, and with that, true akavit has to go on a ship in a barrel to actually be called akavit.
Okay. When did you start? When did this place open, and what precipitated its birth, so to speak?
We started in the garage, in the basement. Excuse me, not the basement.
Like
We started in the backyard.
Like home smoking?
Yep. And people just started finding their way over to the house, and they all wanted to come over and hang out. So one day, we started. We have
And
another.
Christina was into it too, like
Yeah.
shared love.
We have another brand called Rock and Rodizio, which we do with churrascos. And what's a churrasco is, like, have you ever been to Fogo de Chao or Texas, Brazil? So we come out, we have these 3 mobile cookers that does that. We had them shipped in from Brazil. So we do that live right on site for you. It's pretty damn cool. And then so we just had this as the commissary then. So one thing led to another. I'm like, hey, the front of the space is just empty. Why don't we do, what we always love doing is Texas barbecue. I don't know. One thing led to another, and I guess here we are today.
I'm covered in blood and goodness.
Yeah.
This is magnificent. How are you girls holding up back there?
I'm stuck.
Are you a mess?
I'm a
Getting
mess.
there.
I'm getting to the point where, like, I'm eating just for taste because it's so good.
Yeah.
And I'll be in pain, but it'll be worth it.
I know I have napkins in here somewhere, which I will be busting out shortly.
I can get some.
Yeah, I'm covered in blood, and the sweatshirt's going to have to go a couple rounds.
Look at that.
In the wash. Look at.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. A perfect medium rare. Like this is meat poetry happening right here. So
And this is cooked over live charcoal too, live wood.
I took a quick video of it because it was a thing of beauty to behold. It's not wrong to say there's nothing else like this out here, right?
No,
A good portion of this.
not at all.
Tell me about the response, because people line up for this.
They do. Like today we had about 40, 50 people in line. First person in line gets a free beer.
It's worth it.
That's where the roller derby girls could come in, right? So we could just check some people while they're in line. Or if they
Absolutely.
They try to
Them
cut.
in order.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
Stay in your line. And
right? Even through it. That would be awesome. Kind of like a winner's circle, right?
Exactly. So I'm sorry. Tell me again. When you opened? When?
So we're a little about 15 months in this right now. So through that 15 months, we've been on the cooking channel twice already. We've been on Big Bad Barbecue Brawl and Man-Fire Food.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, geez, I'm shooting fat at you. I feel the buzz around this place.
Yeah,
It's for real.
it's it's not forced. And that's what I feel. Some places that, I mean, it's not an Applebee's where they have all that swag and stuff. I've made everything in that place. I made myself. It's not forced that, all the signage and any kind of swag that's in there, that's just what I felt doing for that day.
All right, so I'm going to rest this on my dash. as I go on a noble hunt. Excuse me.
All that juice is going to be in one corner of that plate.
Yes.
There's so much juice on the platter.
It's
good.
amazing. Now, Greg, you're barely eating. Well, I'm making you talk.
No,
fair.
but I just ate two not too long ago, so.
God. I'm trying to like concentrate I don't have steak as often as I want to, let alone steak that is that effing good.
So that top part here, what you see here, this piece that's coming off right here, this is called the top spinellus, and that's the that is the candy of the whole thing right there.
Oh my God, the aging the meat makes such a difference.
It makes a huge difference. It really does.
Oh my gosh! All right, so I should mention. I'm assuming we're still on here, right? Yeah, we're still on here. You don't serve. This isn't a place you can just pop into on Tuesday night. You're open Saturday and Sunday only.
It's at 11 till about 2 o'clock or until we sell out.
Which is a very Texas thing.
It is, and this way, another thing, barbecue is very hard to hold. When it comes to like things being cooked. So we time everything accordingly. So what you're eating is the freshest possible food. So it's not something that's been reheld or recooked along the way. So what you're getting was just made. It was made today, basically, or the brisket was made yesterday for today. With the cook time. So that's our whole principle behind it that way, so that we serve you the freshest food possible, and it's just not, like a puppy mill.
Thank goodness. For so many reasons, that's not like a puppy mill.
Yeah.
This food was fantastic. And I do like the casualness of it. I don't want to throw on khakis to eat a steak. I want to listen to Pantera as I'm doing it.
And that's what you would have to do then. You would have to, especially, this is the same steak that you would get at a top, any top restaurant.
And it's cooked. I can't guarantee that every steakhouse will cook a steak as perfectly as the steak I just had.
Yeah, and there was 4 of them that just came out.
Yeah, I watch you, firing those up in the back, and I have a hard time just at home getting my steak to a perfect temperature.
Well, there's a couple different ways that we would do it. I noticed that there's the method of, only turning it 4 times, let's say, right? You get the grill marks on there. If you notice, there is no grill marks on this particular steak.
Right.
So this way we let the steak cook, top to bottom, and let that heat go through it. And I think that's the best way, to get a really even sear on the whole thing that way.
Damn, it was so good. All right, I'm going to stop the Facebook Live.
So thick.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, thank you for watching. Appreciate it.